I was recently talking with a friend about the guitars that we think of when we think of our favorite guitar players in our favorite bands. Like for example, when I think of Led Zeppelin, I instantly, of course, think of Jimmy Page and thusly his 59 or 60 Les Paul. When I think of Pink Floyd, I think of David Gilmour and I think of a black on black Strat. So I thought I would make a list, and here's 9 of my favorite iconic guitars. And before we go any further, this video is sponsored by Manscaped, which we will get to in just a little bit. But first, let's get to the first guitar. Iconic guitar number 1, James Hetfield's ESP Hockey Stick Explorers. Now, these are 2 different kinds of Explorers, but really we kind of think of them interchangeably when we are referring to them as his ESP Explorers. The white one, or the series of white ones, he had like 5 of them from what I understand, were used during the And Justice for All tour, and these were ESP MX220s. And he had a bunch of them and he toured the crap out of them, and he still has them to this day. And then the black ones that he used touring behind the Black album were, I believe, MX250s. And those both came from the ESP Custom Shop, and they were very, very rare. These days, they couldn't be sold in America for obvious reasons because of the headstock shape, but when they do get listed, they usually go for like over $10,000. It's crazy. Iconic guitar number 2, Billy Joe Armstrong's Fernandez Strat, known as Blue. Billy Joe Armstrong played this guitar beginning when he was just a small kid, and he is still touring with it to this day, even though these days he's on to Gibsons. But for most of his career as the lead singer and guitar player of Green Day, he used this Fernandez Strat copy with a Seymour Duncan, I believe it's a JB, in the bridge, and it's been with him in Woodstock, it's been with him, it's pretty dirty, but according to his tech, it's mostly still all original, which is a testament to the old Fernandez stuff. Pretty cool. Hey there. Yeah. I see you have the Lawnmower 2.0 from Manscaped. You know that's really for down there. Are you talking about my naughty bits? Naughty bits, huh? Isn't that what everyone calls them? No. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that Lawnmower 2.0 that you're holding is very, very special. Has a 6,000 RPM motor, it's TSA travel compliant, is waterproof, and USB rechargeable. Yeah, pretty cool. It even has their skin safe technology. Nick your sack, send it back, as they say. Wow, I didn't know all that. If you want to build your own setup, the Perfect Package 2.0 is probably just right for you, and it's the most bang for your buck. They make all sorts of stuff too, not just cutters and razor blades. Wow, I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool that someone's looking out for us. You'll even save 25% on your order instantly. You'll get regular replacement blades for your Lawnmower 2.0, and you'll even get early access to the new Plow 2.0 safety razor. Pretty cool. Wow. Thanks, Manscaped. And if you do decide to order, use my code Riffs and Beards and get free shipping on your order. You're welcome. Iconic guitar number 3, Jerry Cantrell's G&L Rampage, known as Blue Dress. Jerry bought his first G&L Rampage, this one, in Texas in 1984 after making payments on it at the music store that he worked in. Then he got a second one known as the No War Rampage. These both have been retired. However, these guitars came with Schaller humbuckers, which reportedly sounded terrible. He put a Duncan JB in it for a long time, and he also had the Kahler tremolo recessed into the body to raise the angle of the low E because it would pop out of the rolling nut sometimes because the Kahler came stock with a flush mount. So good to know if you ever come across an early 80s G&L Rampage. These are fairly rare and you don't really see original ones come up that often, but fret not, if you want your own, you can just go and get Jerry's signature model at any store near you. Iconic guitar number 4, Kurt Cobain's 1965 Fender Jaguar. Now, a lot of people assume that the twin humbuckers, which are super distortions from DiMarzio, and the bridge, the Tune-O-Matic bridge, were mods that Kurt did, when in fact, he got the guitar just like it is in California out of the LA Recycler in 1991 during the recording process of Nirvana's Nevermind, according to Chris Novoselic. pretty cool. This is kind of a rare guitar. It's a transitional guitar. It still has the spaghetti logo, but it has the binding on the side of the neck, etc., etc. But this is a very iconic guitar and is mostly identified with the man himself. Iconic guitar number 5, Ghost's Gibson RDs. Now, in the early days of Ghost, they were playing Gibson SGs and some other random guitars when they were first starting out. But ironically, they were never actually endorsed with Gibson. As I understand it, and as I was told by people that are close with the band, Gibson simply just liked what they were doing. They saw they were starting to play some festivals and they said, hey, let us make you a couple of custom RDs. Here you go. And there were 2 white ones and 2 black ones. And then I believe there was a 3rd black one left over that later went to Bill Kelleher from Mastodon. And yeah, then they just used the crap out of those guitars for, geez, must have been like 5 years or so. And they were very beat up the last time they were seen. And this is before the members were changed out of Ghost, the whole lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. But they were very, very key to bringing the resurgence of the RD body shape back into popular culture. And for that, I have to thank them for it. Iconic guitar number 6, Dimebag Darrell's Dean from Hell. Now, this actually started out as a hardtail Dean ML that Dime won in a guitar contest, but he got rid of that one as opposed to his first Dean because his father bought him his first Dean and he didn't want to feel guilty about getting rid of something that his dad gave him. So he traded the Dean ML to Ariel Luthier and fellow guitarist Buddy Blaze, who then took the guitar, put its signature lightning bolt paint job on it and put a Floyd Rose on it. And then Dimebag basically fell back in love with it and it was his ever since. And he went on to make history in Pantera. And yeah, what a mean looking guitar. And really, whenever you think of Dimebag, you have to think of the Dean from Hell. Iconic guitar number 7, Thrice Guitars Teppei Taranishi's Les Paul Custom Black Beauty. This is an all black with gold hardware Les Paul Custom, I believe it was an 85. And Teppei played it in the early days of Thrice and toured with it almost exclusively. It was like his only guitar for quite a long time in the early days of Thrice for the first several albums until it was stolen, I believe in about 2009 or so. A lot of people think he retired it, but no, it was actually stolen. He is now back on Les Paul's, the Les Paul Deluxe from the 70s, I believe is what he's playing now. But when I think of Teppei and Thrice, I will forever think of a Black Beauty Les Paul Custom. Iconic guitar number 8, Billy Corgan's Bat Strat. Now, the Bat Strat started life as a Fender American Vintage 57 reissue guitar, which were very, very good guitars, and a lot of top tier players toured with them because they were very reliable, and there were some of the first true to form reissues of the original Strats, and they were just really, really high quality instruments. Billy started life as a Sunburst Strat, I believe it was a 2-tone Sunburst Strat, and before painting it gray and taking a permanent marker and making the pickguard black and putting bats all over it and the Born to Lose sticker, but he recorded the entirety of Siamese Dream with it and another Strat and did all the touring for Siamese Dream and a lot of the touring of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness with this guitar and still pulls it out on occasion to this day. And finally, iconic guitar number 9, Soundgarden guitarist Kim Thayil's Guild S100. Now, the Guild S100 was first introduced in 1967-68, and it resembles kind of a mutated Gibson SG. However, the body is thicker, and most notably, the bridge is a little different from the Gibsons. The Tune-o-matic bridge is definitely a rolling design. It's a better design rather than a blade, and the stop tail is much further back, leaving a huge space for the strings to kind of resonate and ring, and Kim has said he really loves that feature. Kim originally played a white and a black model, both from the 70s, until he appeared on the cover of a Guitar World in 1992. Now, at that point, they had been discontinued for many, many years, but Gil got so many calls after he appeared on the cover with that guitar, they reissued the guitar as the Kim Thayil model. How cool is that? And that does it for 9 of my favorite iconic guitars. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, what is your favorite iconic guitar? I love seeing what people like and dislike and associate with certain bands. Sometimes they're really random and sometimes they're not. But either way, I love seeing the comments and I love talking about iconic guitars either way. All the pickable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Wow, another video gone by. Hope it was pretty good. I mean, it's probably pretty good. But if it wasn't, awkward, right?